Hey, Roger Martin here from Billings, Montana. Good day. This is with X22 Reports. It talks about the media, major media, and the Democratic Party putting millions into program to slander and disapprove of Trump.
The time from the far left PACs, he tweeted out the following. Here's a list of 2016 disbursements to BuzzFeed from major Democratic PACs. Note the big ones from Priorities USA and the timing. So when you look at this and you look at what he put up there, you can see Americans for Responsible Solutions, $25,000. Priorities USA Action, $500,000. Priorities USA Action, $1 million. He continued. In other words, while BuzzFeed was bashing Trump in its editorial coverage and highly consequential misinformation, it published the Steele dossier. It was engaged in micro-targeting and writing native advertorial articles aimed at fighting Trump paid for by Democratic PAC. So yes, the mainstream media is the enemy of the people.
Again, this shows that there's a problem with our media coverage and it controlled financially. And actually manipulation of the media because of money they receive from people that want the media pushed one way or another. They are also the enemies of the public. What can I say? What a mess. Let's go on to another spot. Here he talks about a setup with Clintons and Obama and other groups, and the connection with Julian Assange.
They want to see what they do. And we are finding out a lot more about Mifsud and many other people. I mean, we know that he's been found in Italy, but Mueller's team also had connections to Joseph Mifsud. One of the members of Mueller's team was connected. Zainab Ahmad, a member of Mueller's legal team. We also come to find out that Mifsud also dined with Hillary Clinton, an Italian socialist, in 2016. It was one big setup. The deep state, foreign intelligence agencies, the Obama administration, and Hillary were all in on it. Now, something very interesting. We know that Julian Assange was released from the Ecuadorian embassy, or from what we've seen, he was arrested and then brought to a UK prison. And we know that Julian Assange's arrest and possible extradition has practically nothing to do with Chelsea Manning or her infamous leaks. I mean, those are the charges that they brought him up on. They're using this to get him back here to the United States.
Now, why do they want Julian Assange back to the United States? This is where it gets really interesting. He has some information they're very interested in. It deals with a murder uh, around a young man in the Democratic Party.
And the reason that the leaked data has absolutely no bearing on the political realities of today, because it was 10 years ago. They were a very big deal and worth pursuing back then. Today, it's kind of ancient history. The arrest of Julian Assange has to do more with the late Seth Rich, who was murdered on the early morning of July 10, 2016 in Washington, D.C. Incidentally, it was at this time in history, in July 2016, during the release of the incriminating DNC emails. And Assange said the following in an interview, which is very interesting. Whistleblowers go to significant efforts to get us material and often very significant risks. There's a 27-year-old who works for the DNC who was shot in the back, murdered just 2 weeks ago for unknown reasons as he was walking down the street in Washington. Now, on the basis of that comment, Assange could potentially be called to testify as a witness should the authorities decide to reopen the case in Seth Rich's murder.
Seth Rich murder Julian Assange and the information he has. Hopefully they get him to the United States. Hopefully they get some information. Hopefully he can get out of prison. I don't know where all this is going to go, but I do know more information will come out on this in time. Julian Assange is one of the great heroes of our day as far as I'm concerned. Let's go on to the last part here.
Q gives us a timeline, an ETA of June. Q never said which June. June is now fast approaching, and Assange needs to be extradited back to the U.S. Now, this is very interesting because it seems like the pieces are starting to come together here. Now, Giuliani, he dropped a bombshell. He said there used to be a Department of Justice standing policy. You cannot indict a Clinton no matter how much they obstruct justice, no matter how much evidence they destroy, and no matter how often they lie, and no matter how they committed perjury. You can't indict a Clinton. It's against the Democratic Justice Department rules. This is not a Democratic Justice Department, not a Republican Justice Department. It's the kind of Justice Department I work for. I prosecuted Republicans and Democrats. I didn't think either one of them had a monopoly on virtue or vice. And Julian was asked if Attorney General William Barr would follow up on the past allegations against Clinton and others, and he replied, I have absolutely no doubt. I have no inside information, zero, other than the fact that this is a man who believes in justice. Let's go back to post 3059. This was March 14th, 2019. Q said, A.G. Barr disgusted by what he discovered so far. In all my years and all my life, I've never would have thought, this is kill brackets, and they're empty, be possible within the halls of these prestigious federal agencies. Press conference coming. They will claim political attack. So we have seen the panic from Brennan, from Comey, from Waters, from Schiff, and many others. We are now starting to see panic from the big players in all of this. Clinton wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post. Now, Hillary Clinton viciously attacked Trump and fantasized about his impeachment Wednesday in a Washington Post opinion piece where she laid out a 4-point plan on how to hold President Trump accountable for obstructing justice and
I'm not going to go there. Clinton needs to be brought up on charges, and she will. Just a matter of time. It's going to come to a head. This is more important than I can say. Either a Justice Department will go after these criminals and bring them up to trial, or they will not. And if they fail, our justice system is done for. It's that important. Now let's get into the FISA court in question here. We're getting closer to the truth. When it will fully come out, when this FISA report come out, and who lied to them on this report is evidently starting to come out here now.
You need one lawyer. He's going to need 5.
Robert Bray, let me bring you in on this.
This is Brennan. He says Brennan's going to need 5 lawyers.
Because you've also served as a federal prosecutor in the Whitewater investigation. Do you have confidence that we're ever going to get to the bottom of this, and by the bottom of it, find out just who was feeding at the bottom of the river here, and that people are going to be held accountable for the violation of civil liberties, for the corruption, the cover-up, and the attempted coup of a sitting elected president?
Now, as you can see, he laid it all out, and he's telling you that Brennan is going to need a couple of lawyers. Let's move on to post 3318. Q gives us everything from 3317, gives us a picture of the Punisher, and if you look at the file name, it's the same file name from the post on May 14, 2018, which means pain is coming. Let's move on to post 3319. Q gives us everything again from 3317, but down below says Michael S. Rogers. Now, a couple reports ago, I played a video clip of Admiral Rogers, and he explained the unmasking, how everything is in writing. They can track everything. Now, on the same video with Joe D, at the 1919 mark, Joe D said something very interesting. Take a listen.
Joe, very quickly, if you've got a word you want to add.
There's a hero in this entire story, and it's not a lawyer. All the bad people in this story are lawyers. There's a hero. His name is Admiral Mike Rogers. He was the head of the National Security Agency. He discovered the illegal spying. He went personally to the FISA court and briefed the chief judge and worked with her for months to uncover the people who did it. The FISA court has already been told and has already told the Justice Department who lied to that court, and that has been given to Bill Barr already.
Very.
All right, we're going to end it there. Thanks. The FISA reports are coming out. They know who lied. Admiral Roger was key in this, and we'll tell you more later. Watch the full report here on the X22 reports. Good day.